Hey guys, and welcome back to the My Pro in VFL series episode 6, I do believe, and I do want to apologise. This is coming out on Monday, and these are last week's games from Wednesday and the one on Friday we had. Well, technically we had 2 games on Friday, but we missed a game, unfortunately, due to it being postponed. That being said, if you want to know more about the VFL, check the links in the description down below. I had to think really hard why there was a game missing today, but yeah, one team didn't turn up, so that game will be postponed. Only 2 games in today's episode, which means it's not going to be too long, this one. But the next one should include Saturday and maybe Sunday's games. I'm not too sure how I'm going to do it, but 2 games, a cup game on Wednesday and a Champions League game against West Bromwich Albion. Yes, West Brom are in the Champions League and surprisingly challenging for the Premier League title. The team on screen you saw right there, this is the cup game against Fortuna Düsseldorf. A very decent side, a top 6 side I want to say, or at least they should be challenging for that. I haven't checked the league standings, but they are a very, very respectable side, so hopefully we can do well here early on. Sean picks up the ball, rifles that into Connor's big noggin, and somehow he got the goal for that. Deflected off our centre-back, and the goal is given to Connor, despite Sean being the one who pulled the trigger. So a very fortunate early lead here for Wolfsburg. Let's see if we can push on and be a bit more confident in big games. I play through Sean here in a bit of space, looking to hold up the ball, finds the pass into Lloyd, who's not going to miss from there, and it's 2-0. 10 minutes into the game, we've hit them early and we've hit them hard, which is always what you want to be doing in games, especially tough games like this. We allow Düsseldorf to now go forward and not sit back too much. Daniel with a brilliant interception to deny potentially the 2-1 right there. We're nearing the end of the first half now. Tell spots my run towards the back post. It's a lovely pick out and the header beats the keeper comfortably. 3-0 in the first half against a side that I very much respected at the start of this game. This seems to be going a lot easier than I initially thought. But that being said, every shot so far we've had has gone in. Those are the stats you've seen, every highlight. Their shot that was blocked, and the 3 shots that we had, including one that was off target. I assume either Sean's shot or Connor's deflection was counted as an off-target shot. I'm not sure, but here we go forward again. I try and play a bit too early. The danger is gone, but we're still pushing. We're still trying to go forward and maybe pick up a cheeky clean sheet, because as you may have known if you follow this series, we don't like to deal in clean sheets, and neither did we on Wednesday, because a very unfortunate coming together with Leo and Connor. When Leo was planning to just grab the ball, Connor locked on and headed it out, but not really out of danger yet, so Düsseldorf capitalised on a very unlucky, unfortunate mistake to make it 3-1. That being said, their keeper's about to make a mistake as well, trying to get the ball into the back post quickly for a header, but can't make the most of that. But despite hitting the bar, we feel quite comfortable. 3-1 is usually not the safest lead, but with only 10 minutes to go, you'd say you're relatively safe. I do attempt something acrobatic, completely missing the ball, which is fantastic, of course. Should have cut that out, but I like to show everything. 90th minute now, still 3-1 up. You know, we're going to win this game. We're going to see this out now and go to the semi-finals or quarter-finals, I do believe, from Pokal. We'll see it after this game. I've got the results up in a minute, but Sean goes through here again, tries to go on a little solo run. Nothing comes of it, and that is the end of the game. Wolfsburg progress to the next round of the DFB Pokal, which is good news. We're still on track for the Cup, the League, the Champions League, and we already won the Super Cup. So technically we're still in the race for everything, although the League is going to prove to be very, very difficult. Bremen need to make some mistakes in order for us to catch up to them. But there you can see the end game stats. A deserved victory in the end. And we have the quarter-finals coming up next, actually, against Ingolstadt. We avoided Bayern, Dortmund and Leverkusen, the tough teams, so hopefully we can do well and progress against arguably one of the weaker sides in the Cup, with all due respect. But now back to the Champions League. Do not be fooled, West Brom is a team that are challenging for the Premier League title. They are a very, very decent side. And although I wanted to delete my VFL account after this game, technically I have to show them a bit of respect, because they are tough. They work well as a unit. Like, they drop back with literally 10 men behind the ball, making it very hard to create anything. And going forward as well, they just... it's a weird one for me. I don't really think they play a great style of football, but it works for them and it's very effective, driving opponents mad. Well, at least me for that matter. Daniel tries to chip it in, but their keeper does well to deal with any over-the-top balls we try and play. So West Brom, so far, not really giving up any chances. I do get the ball on the edge of the area, force a save out of the keeper again, who's proving to be dealing with the easy stuff relatively well. Now West Brom go forward. We're nearing the end of the first half. Here we go. The first real chance for West Brom. He cuts inside, takes a shot, stings the gloves of Leo, but nothing too dangerous right there to trouble our goalkeeper. On the brink of half-time, they play a ball through down the right wing. They whip one in, and there you go. Our weakness, headers. Can you believe it? On the stroke of half-time, 45th minute. Is it bullshit? Is it AIDS? Is it scripted? I usually don't believe in that, but what a time to concede. And looking at those stats, I really can't complain. Yes, most of their shots have been from range, but we have failed to create anything at all. And the goal we gave up was a little bit annoying. I felt like we were one step away from intercepting either a pass or a cross. It didn't happen. And now we're up against it, because as you can tell, by the amount of bodies they have back, this is going to be tough. Connell gets the ball in front of an open net, but he couldn't quite pull the trigger just in time. Roy tries to knock it down to me. My guy just takes an awful touch, and this is what I mean. This game drove me insane. If things were going slightly more our way, we would have potentially already scored at this point, but touches are going wrong, passes are going wrong. We're not really having luck on our side in this game, and I don't really like to call in that excuse, because we lost to Bremen and that was fair and square. We got battered and deserved to lose 3-0, and I hold my hands up. But this is the second goal we concede, and you can tell why I'm very annoyed at the time and the way we are handling this game. That is pretty much a gift of a goal. I'm not going to point fingers at any individuals, but in general that was just poor from the team. And now we have to play long ball. 10 minutes to go, trying to get something out of this game. Still, maybe a point is on the cards, because we're still dominating in terms of having the ball going forward and doing decent in the final third. Daniel plays me through, surely. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I don't know why that happened, but it chose to happen in this game when everything was already going wrong. So that's fucking awesome, isn't it? I finally do pick up the ball. Wrong foot the keeper, 2-1, but too little, too late. 90th minute, I strike. Unfortunately, this is going to mean a defeat for Wolfsburg, and this is quite troublesome, because in the Champions League, you've only got 3 group games. We've won 1, drawn 1, and lost 1. If we cannot get this equaliser right here, and we can't, the keeper makes another good save, denying Connell the equaliser. So, with a win, draw, and loss currently, we would potentially be knocked out. Can we get the equaliser? No, we cannot. No, we cannot. Maybe you were expecting an equaliser because I was building it up, but no, we lose that game, which means we are now in a very, very tough predicament to go through to the knockouts of the Champions League. Let's find out what we've done, what have the other teams around us done, and actually we've had a favourable result. Stuttgart beating Milan, which means we have qualified with 4 points. Genuinely not the best. Leipzig there in another group qualifying with 3 points. I don't really know how, but we've qualified with just the 4 points, a win, a draw and a loss. Chances are we're going to have a tough fixture in the next round, because the likes of Inter, Real Madrid, etc. have won their group, and they are arguably the best sides on PS4. So Saturdays and Sundays games will come at you maybe tomorrow, maybe Tuesday, I'm not too sure. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all later.